Good morning, everyone, and welcome. And it is a real pleasure for me to introduce our guest speaker for our Bible class hour this morning. Most of you are going to recognize him. He's a very distinguished missionary from Guatemala. His name is Hiawatha Jones. He's been here to Mountain View Church many, many times. And it's a great pleasure to have him this morning to give us an update on the work that he and Byron and Shnezana are doing in Guatemala. Go ahead, Byron, or Hi Jones.
Good morning, church.
Good morning.
Let's try that again. Good morning, church.
Good morning.
All right, good. You're supposed to go to sleep while I'm doing the report, not before I start. I bring you greetings this morning from the Church of Christ located in Linda Vista, Villanueva, Guatemala, where we have an opportunity to work on a full-time basis. And you as a congregation here at Mountain View, you've been a part of the work there for a long time. And we appreciate that so much. And every year, one of us, either Byron or myself, we normally make it this way to give you a report. And every year, for several years, we've been inviting you to come to Guatemala to visit us, right? And you all do this number here, like you're doing right now. Yeah, but the thing is none of you have shown up yet. Okay, and so I was telling Brother Mike this morning that this is your last invitation. Okay, and after this one, we're not going to invite, but it's not your last invitation, but what I'm going to do, though, is I'm preaching this morning as well. And every time I give you an opportunity to volunteer to come and visit with us, if I don't get some volunteers, every time I do that, it's going to add 15 minutes onto the sermon this morning. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. And don't volunteer and don't show up, because that's called dishonesty. Okay, and so, but then, no, I'm going to take you to Guatemala via PowerPoint. Let you see how the Lord has blessed the work for 2025, and Lord willing, some of the things we're looking forward to for 2026, and also give you an opportunity to see where you can come and be a part of the work and visit with us. We always start off by showing everybody where Guatemala is located. The very first country that you come into Central America. And keep one other thing in mind. This report, 2025, you are seeing the very first report for the first time, okay? So I haven't done this report yet, so if I mess up, you just smile and look at me and shake your head. But this is the first time that this report has been given. And we start off Guatemala, the very first country as you come into Central America, and right below the country of Mexico. And we do this because we're finding a lot of people do not know where we are. A lot of people don't know where Guatemala is located. And I had one sister come up to me one time and said, Brother Jones, that you work in Guatemala? I said, yes, ma'am, I do. She says, wow. She says, I've always wanted to go to Africa. Yeah, so I said, go. I said, I'm not there, but have a good time while you're there, okay? But it's a small country, about the size of the state of Utah. And in our country, we have between 19 and 20 million people. And that's a big gap from 19 to 20 million. And that's because we got a bunch of people born on the coastal areas, and they do not register their children. And so we really don't know the exact number, but about 19 to 20 million people. And our language is Spanish. That's the national language. But we also have a big group of the Maya Indians who live there, and they have their own language, and they have 25 different dialects of that language. So it's a very diverse country, very beautiful country. You're going to see a lot of things when you come to Guatemala. You heard this term chicken buses, and that's what's a chicken bus there. You see some funny things in Guatemala, like this guy is riding in the back of a truck on those are water bags, okay, and that's what he's on. Now, this guy here, he's not actually driving that motorcycle, okay? As you can see, he wouldn't be able to see anything, but he's riding on the back of the motorcycle, but sometimes you can see 3, 4, or 5 people on one motorcycle. And they'll have stuff like that. They'll have a television. There's just a bunch of stuff on a motorcycle. So we see a bunch of funny things, but it's a beautiful country. Our family at Linda Vista, the Linda Vista Church of Christ, they send their greetings to you. We're seeing a lot of growth there. And We just this year celebrated 25 years of being there in Guatemala. And so we moved to Guatemala in March of 2000. And we moved with a 2-year commitment. And as you can see, here we are 25 years later. And the family there gave us a nice celebration and cake and all the good stuff like that. Sister from the Linden Church of Christ, located in Linden, Tennessee, sent a lot of shoes over, and we were able to get those distributed to the congregation. And so that's another way of being a part of the work in Guatemala. And during that same time, we had Angel Garcia, 14 years old, baptized into Christ, and that's his daddy, Inyo, baptizing him. And we don't have elders at Linda Vista. But we're slowly and surely heading that way. And we believe when we make our first announcement of having elders, Brother Inyo is going to be in that group. And so pray for us as we head that way. We had our 15th annual lectureship. And that took place back in March. And we always start off with a banquet. And then after the banquet, we have the lectureship. We had several good speakers. And the gentleman down in the corner is from up in Whirlland, Wyoming, and they were there to visit with us, and we also honored our teachers. And so then you can see the lectureship here taking place. We had a very good attendance. We have very good food in Guatemala. Okay, and as you're going to see, the word food and fellowship goes together. And so every time you see us having fellowship, you're going to see food. All of you know Byron, the other missionary, and those are his 2 boys, Alex and Jose. And you have watched them grow over the last 4 or 5 years that they've been coming here. A lot of good speakers. Brother Paco Rada in the top corner from Texas. Brother Denny Petrillo from over here at Bear Valley in Denver. Brother Keith is from Texas. And then the gentleman in the bottom right corner is from Ecuador. And so we had, like I say, a very, very good lectureship. And we had some of our ladies come to speak to our ladies. The sister in the bottom is actually a graduate from our school. And so we had an opportunity to focus on some of our graduates this year. And the 2 ladies on the top, one of them is one of the members at Linda Vista. And this is Snishana right here. You know her, Byron's wife. They've been here. And she's actually translating while Sister Dahmers is speaking to the ladies. And so we had several guests for the lectureship, and we were glad of that. So now here's your first invitation. Okay, it's our 16th annual ITL lectureship. It's going to take place March the 19th through the 23rd, 2026. And we're already planning for that. And so how many of you will come for that lectureship? Okay, somebody said try. Okay, so that gives me only 8 minutes more onto the lesson, because that's not a definite, that's a try. Okay, all righty, so no, but mark it on your calendar. And so it's like any lectureship here in the United States. You'll be physically fed, you'll be spiritually fed. Everything is in Spanish, but everything is translated into English. So you don't miss a beat while you're there, but then you'll enjoy it if you can come and be a part of it. We have mission teams to come. And this past year, we had one July the 10th through the 19th. They come every year, the first Thursday after the 4th of July. And so they had about 11 people on that team. And you'll come in on a Thursday. Friday's an excursion day, or we take you out to see some of the sites. Saturday, you're there for 10 days. Saturday and Sunday, you'll do an activity with the congregation. Normally, it can be like a small lectureship, a small seminar, small VBS, or something like that. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you'll be involved in some type of service project. Friday, you'll take another excursion trip and see some of the sites, and then Friday, you'll come home. Here's the Saturday and the Sunday, where they're having a small seminar with the congregation. The ladies have an opportunity to teach the children. And also on Sunday, we've had a new door open to us, and that's in a nursing home there in Guatemala. We didn't even know nursing homes existed there until last year, where we got this open door to come in, and we took one of our teams, and here they are on the Sunday of their visit. This is the second time, but then the door has been opened now where we can come in and actually do Bible studies, and we can work with the residents there. And there's happen to be about 20 or so residents there, so please pray that we'll be able to take advantage of that, of this opportunity. Their service project was with the school, and they actually painted the outside of a public school. And you can see that's a big wall there, and a lot of work to be done. The team took on the project, and normally, I don't think we have a picture of the scaffolding, but normally they'll put up scaffolding right here, and they'll go all the way up to the top, but we will not let any of you get on the scaffolding, okay? And because the scaffolding is normally like this wide, and it goes way up. I got on the scaffolding year before, for the first time, but I found out it's an easy way to paint. And the reason is because all you have to do on the top of that scaffolding is stand there and hold your brush, because the scaffolding moves. Yeah, you're literally just going side to side. You dip and you just go side to side. But it's not the safest thing to do. So therefore, we don't let you get up on the scaffolding. But you can see they did a lot of work. That's before, and that's after. And so the team, they were tired, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and part of Thursday, they worked on that public school there. And then on Thursday afternoon, they had an opportunity to visit into some of our members' homes. And sometimes we'll do visiting, sometimes we'll do other activities with members of the church. But on this day, that was visitation. And then that Friday, another excursion. And then that Saturday, they came home. So we have several short-term missions that are planned for 2026, June 18th through 27th, July the 9th through the 18th, and July the 23rd through the 29th. And you can see which congregations are coordinating these missions. And so how many of you will come to be on one of our mission teams? Okay, that's 15, 30, 45 minutes extra that I get. Okay, man, this is racking up. I'm enjoying this. Okay, all right, now, but look at those dates, put them on your calendar, and if you can come be with us, we would love to have you come and be a part of the work. We have, let's go back here. That's supposed to say English classes. Okay, so just you see that, right? Okay, we have English classes where you can come, use your, first of all, how many of you speak English? Some form of it? Okay, good. Okay, then where you can come and actually use your native tongue to teach English. Somebody would say, why would you need English classes in Guatemala? Well, number one, it's an evangelism tool, and we've had some baptisms from the English teams to come. In fact, our treasurer at Linda Vista is a result of our English team program, and he's a very faithful member of the Lord's church now. And but then also, that's the number one reason is bringing people to the Lord. Another reason, it helps people better their lives as far as getting better jobs and things like that. A third reason, it helps them not make the foopobs, or whatever you call it, with English. And like, this is one of them. This guy's shirt says, I haven't met Mr. Right yet, okay? Said, I've met Mr. Rude, Mr. Cheap, and Mr. Married. But he's looking for Mr. Right. Okay, if he knew what that shirt said, he would not be wearing that shirt. That's another reason we need English, okay? But then another one that we saw this one, if he knew a little bit of English, he would have his agency change their motto, because he goes out every day with this jacket on. Yeah. He would not be in that jacket if he knew a little bit of English. So therefore, we can help there in those ways. There's that slide, World English Institute. It's an organization of the Lord's church. They're on every continent of the world. And they go in, helping people perfect their English, at the same time helping them know their Bible, because the main textbook is the Bible. All of our students know when they register for the class that the main textbook is going to be the Bible. They know that they're going to be taught by Christians, and they know that the Christians are going to be sharing their faith with them. So we had a couple come back in February, and they were there the 9th through the 25th, and they're not stationed in one location. They kind of freelance around the country of Guatemala, and that's Blaine and Terry Anderson. And so we're not for sure if they're going to make it for 2026. But that's Brother Blaine, his wife, Sister Terry, in various areas with their students using the World English Institute material. And so that's us there at the bottom having dinner with them when they were visiting. But then we have teams that come in August. And the first team was there August the 2nd through the 16th. When you come as a team, you actually stay in a very nice hotel. You have classes there in that hotel. You have one student, one teacher. You have 7 students per day, and you take them for 2 weeks. Again, you're helping them perfect their English, but at the same time, you're actually teaching them the scheme of redemption. And so we had 5 teachers on the first team. One of them, Sister Anna, Sister Yolanda are from Tennessee. We had 2 teachers from Texas, one from Connecticut, and one from 2 from Texas and 1 from Indianapolis. And if you want to see something funny, you need to see somebody from Tennessee and somebody from Connecticut, and they're both teaching English, okay? That's a sight to see right there. And so, because completely different in their English styles. But if you can come and be on one of these teams, again, you stay at a very nice hotel. It's one student, one teacher. You have very professionally done workbooks and things like that that you're sharing with the student. All of that's already laid out. If someone's interested in joining a team, WEI will actually send someone here to train you on the material. They'll set up a Zoom meeting with you also to train you on the material. We had our second team, August the 16th through the 30th, and there were 4 Texans and one, Brother Jerry in the middle. He's from Wyoming, and so pretty much did the same thing, except Brother Jerry and Brother Greg actually taught and preached at Linda Vista that Sunday morning. So that's Brother Greg in the top preaching, Brother Jerry teaching our Bible class. And here they are, pictured with some of their students. And so it's a good time, a good effort where you use, again, your native tongue, but you have an opportunity to actually share the gospel. 2026, we have 2 teams coming, August the 8th through the 22nd, and then August the 22nd through September the 5th would be the second team. So I don't really need, I've already got 2.5 hours for the sermon this morning. That's all the time I needed, but I hope you can come and use your native tongue and join one of these English teams so that you can see the dates. If that interests you, let me know, and we will put you in contact with the people who coordinate the teams. For a long time, we had a Future Preachers Camp, and that's a boys' camp. And that's where we bring young men together to try to encourage them to be full-time preachers. But our young ladies asked us, when are you going to have something for the girls? Last year, we had our first Light Bearers Camp, and so this year, we had the second camp. And here, Sister Damras and Sister Sneshana, director and sub-director, and they get these young ladies together and help them in their spiritual walk. And they had this camp for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and you can see the young ladies. They had 39 campers come for their second camp. And that was a blessing there, and that's not including the cooks, the counselors, the teachers, and all. And so that went very well. And so here's some of the young ladies up standing before the group of girls. This young lady here, this is Raina. And if you remember in our report last year, Raina was actually baptized at the camp last year, well, right after the camp. And now she's helping to actually participate in the camp. And so here are the girls in various activities. I mean, they do a bunch of girl things, okay? And so, but they helping them in their spiritual walk as well. And so then they actually came to the Linda Vista congregation. They rented a bus and brought all the girls to Linda Vista that Sunday morning for the worship service. And I had an opportunity to be the speaker that morning, and we enjoyed having them there. And so there are the girls, and a very, very, very good camp. And so they're already talking about plans for the third camp, and that, Lord willing, will take place in 2026. We have a preacher school, as you're familiar with. We're an extension school of Bear Valley out of Denver. And so we have 2 programs of study. We have the Saturday program, and you can see here what we have to offer on the Saturday program. And then we have a full-time program, which is just like any preacher school here in the States, a 2-year program. And you can see here what we offer on one side, and you can see on the other side what it takes to be a student. Well, since last year, we've changed both of those programs, and our Saturday program has gone online. Our full-time program has it's open enrollment. We used to take one group of students for 2 years, and then we accept another group of students. Now it's open enrollment, and the students can enroll anytime during the year. There are the 5 full-time instructors, and then we have other instructors that teach from the States, also from other countries there in Latin America. Our Saturday program, we had a goal of having 15 students. Okay, we got down to 3 students, and then that couple, it was a couple and then one guy, and the couple, because of health reasons, they had to drop out. So then we only had 1 student. And of course, 1 student's important, but at the same time, a lot of work with 1 student. I'm teaching homiletics there, and I have 1 student. So we decided we would go from in-person classes to online because we had a few students that were saying, we can't come and study at the Institute on Saturday, but we could study if you had online. So this was the last class of in-person studies. Last quarter, we went online, and our very first class online, we had over 30 students enrolled, okay? And that's the setup right there, and right now we've started our second quarter online, and we have students from Guatemala, we have students from Panama, we have some students from Ecuador, we have students from Nicaragua. So it's all new to us, so we're still working out a bunch of kinks and things like that. So keep us in your prayers as we're moved now into online with our Saturday program. We set a cap this quarter of having a cap of 35 students, and so we have more than that wants to study, but we can't handle more than that right now. Full-time, we've gone, as I stated earlier, open enrollment. And because after COVID, it's difficult trying to get students. I mean, everything changed. And so we had 4 students. We have a goal of having 10. We had 4 students, and these 2 guys here from Panama, they both completed their studies. These 2 guys here, they dropped out. And so then after that, we reconvened and decided to go to the open enrollment. Right now, we have 5 students that's actually on the campus. And we have 4 students that we're awaiting all their paperwork, and they might start next quarter. But of these 5, 2 of them are from Ecuador. 1 of them is from Panama, and 2 of them are from Nicaragua. And so we don't have any Guatemala students right now, but we're hoping the next quarter that we'll have some Guatemalan students. And so we also have teachers from the States and from other parts of Central America that will come to the campus and teach. And then when they can't, this here is Brother Gary Fallis, and he's actually teaching online from Dallas, Texas, to our students. Brother Lendell Mitchell is from Livingston, Texas, and he's been with us for several years, and he's come to teach the students. Here are our students, the 5 we have right now, getting ready to go on a campaign. That's where they go out and actually put into action what they've learned in the classroom. And so they're working with the congregation in San Cristobal, Alta Verde Paz, a couple of weeks ago, preaching and teaching and setting up Bible studies. And here they are in a study. Here they are visiting in some of their homes. So they don't only sit in the classroom, but they actually go out and put into practice what they're learning. On this campaign, they had a young lady baptized, Maria del Carmen Almen Pope is her short name, okay? And so, but she's now your sister in Christ, and we definitely welcome her. Here's a special need for the school, okay? After 15 years, our copier decided to go to its next home. Okay, and so it's gone, and we didn't have flowers to put on top of it or anything like that, but we're trying to raise $2,000 and $2,000 to buy a new copier, but again, it lasted us for 15 years. It really lasted us for about 13. These last 2 years has been life support, a bunch of working on it and stuff like that. But then finally, the copier one day said, no more. Said, I'm out of here. And so we let it go. And so please, if you'd like to be a part of helping with a new copier, please take advantage of that. Byron made a special trip to Ecuador, and this is part of our new program with the school, and the brethren there welcomed him. He did a seminar as well as meeting with the men. His goal was to get students, and on this trip he got 2 students and several students that are now applying. So he did a small seminar for the men, and then he did a congregational effort as well while he's there. And so the school has been invited to come back to Ecuador to do a full week seminar. And so we're trying to get that fit into the schedule for 2026. You can adopt a student. Some of you do that, and we appreciate it, $50 a month. You can actually adopt a student. On the back, in the middle here, there's a small table. It has some brochures of how you can be a part of the work. But there's also some ink pens, some bookmarks and little coin purses made by the people in Guatemala. So please take those items, and as you use them, just let it remind you to pray for us in Guatemala. But those items are on that table back there, so whenever we dismiss, you can go back there. We told you about the Future Preachers Camp, and that went very well, and we had young boys ages 12 to 21 can register for this camp. And our goal is having 50 participants, and they get daily instruction from faithful men of the Word of God. And our goal, again, we have a shortage of preachers in Guatemala. And so our goal is to take these boys, introduce them to the work of a preacher with the hopes that they'll decide to become full-time preachers in the kingdom. And so you can see they have various activities through the week. Their camp is a week long, starting on Sunday and going through into the next Sunday. And they learn all of the basics of being a preacher. They learn as far as reading scripture, leading singing, putting together lessons, baptizing. We did learn when you get this many boys together and you teach them how to baptize people, you don't use real water, okay? You don't do that, because everybody wants to practice, and they get their worst enemy and they want to baptize him. And we always tell them, yeah, but part of baptism, you not only put them down, but you got to bring them back up, okay? But we've learned simulating is the best way to do it when you got that many boys. And then they have various activities and the bonfire. And another fun thing is if you haven't done anything exciting until you go with 30 or 35 boys bowling. And they've never been in a bowling alley before, okay? And they see those pins down there, and you tell them, you got to take this ball, and you're supposed to knock those pins down. And our first group we took a few years ago, he picked up the ball and He threw it. Yeah, so a lot of teaching you have to do that you just don't bowl like that. And but then this was our group from 2024, and so Lord willing, we're looking forward to our next camp that's going to be at the end of November through the first week of December. We've had several baptisms at the camp. And last year we had one, and that was Hedson, baptized into Christ. And now Hedson is actually serving in his congregation. And he's looking forward to coming to camp this year, so pray for us there. They have two guys that are selected from the group who are already Christians, and they normally speak for the Sunday morning assembly. And so Linda Vista actually rent a bus, and we go to the campground to be with them for that final worship service. And then you can see here some presentations being made at the end of camp. And you can see here the boys of last year pictured with their teachers, with their counselors. And so again, we're looking forward to a great camp coming up at the end of November of this year. Various activities. We've got Callie Hagan, please keep her in your prayers. Her goal is to do full-time mission work, and she's from the state of Tennessee, and she was born in Guatemala, but was adopted when she was like 5 days old. So she was raised here in the States, but still she feels those roots to Guatemala, and so she was visiting with us. She spoke for the ladies. She spoke at the girls' camp, and so she's now just making her decision if she wants to come back to Guatemala and do full-time work. So keep Callie in your prayers. We've started and continue our Tuesday night Bible study. Our goal is, because of the distance that we live from Linda Vista, our goal is to separate from Linda Vista and start a congregation much, much closer to where we live. And so we have done that by starting a Tuesday night Bible study and to see what the feel is going to be like. And so you can see we have a good attendance. We've had a couple of baptisms from the Tuesday night study. So keep that in your prayers. We have a new work in Escuintla. Say that, Escuintla. Okay, you bilingual. Wow. That's good. Escuintla, okay, and that's Jonathan. You might remember years ago when we were here, we had taken a little boy in off of the street, and his name was Jonathan, okay? This is that Jonathan 14 years later, now preaching the gospel, married with 2 children. That's his wife back there, Oneida, and they're both graduates of the school, and that's their oldest son, Kennedy, and that's their youngest monster, Ian. And Ian, literally, you hear the kids, Ian is now 4 years old, okay? And you know how kids, they're 1 year old, then they go through terrible twos, then they're 3, 4, 5, and grow up. Ian was 1 year old, he went through terrible twos, then terrible threes, now he's in terrible fours, and his parents actually think he's going to go all the way up to terrible teens and possibly terrible adults. So no, but Ian, he's a character. This is Raina. You saw her earlier, and she's a new Christian. The congregation is very small there. This is Jonathan's mother. His mother lived a very disordered life. She has like 8 children and by 8 different men, okay? But now she's coming and she's interested in hearing the gospel. And so please, that's something we never expected. So please, her name is Teresa. So please keep Teresa and the new work in Escuintla in your prayers. We just went to visit the brethren there, and we say the brethren, there's just 5 of them right now. And they fed us while we were there, and so pray for them. La Esperanza, Quetzaltenango, we had an opportunity of doing a seminar with them. And Snashana, they wanted to learn how do you make communion bread, and because it's very expensive to buy. And so she actually did a small workshop for them, and you can see all the ladies that attended that. And it was funny, too, because normally Byron gets invited someplace to speak, and Snashana goes along with him. Well, she was invited to come and do this workshop, okay? And so they let Byron teach Bible class on Sunday, okay? So Byron got the feeling of being with Snashana, okay? And so, but that went very well for the ladies there. And this is Brother Gabriel, one of our graduates of our preacher school. He and his wife, Jacqueline, they're actually the preacher and his wife and their children that work with the congregation there in Casalsanango. We have Bible studies going with Douglas, Andrea, Ian, and Morses. Keep that in your prayers because we have gotten to the point of salvation, okay? And they're Pentecostal, very devout. And so after we studied salvation, and the church, they actually stopped studying. And we weren't for sure, if they would ever study with us again, because it was what they heard from the Bible and what they had believed all this time was completely different, okay? So we've gone several weeks, and when I say about 4 weeks or so, without hearing from them. And just got word from them about 3 days ago. And so Byron Snashana was able to have another study with them this past Friday night, which lets us know they're not closed. And so please, Morses, this gentleman here, he's the father, and he is closed. And he did not show up for the next study, but Douglas and Andrea and Ian are very interested. So please keep them in your prayers. We've got Luz Maria. She's actually an attorney. That's her right here, and she is one of our English students. But Snashana has continued to study with her on the side, and they too have gotten to the point of salvation. And Luz Maria is having a very, very difficult time because she's Catholic. And she's having a very difficult time with the thought process of having to leave the Catholic Church because all of her family, her mother, grandmother, but then you've got all of these people in her family that she was close to that's passed away. And so she's asking questions like, what's going to happen to them? And so please keep Luz Maria in your prayer. Now, the time we had dinner with Luz Maria, she brought her friend. And Byron and Snashana and the boys, none of us can remember her name. And that's really strange because she talked 99% of the conversation. We very seldom got a word in, but then none of us remembers her name. But please keep Luz Maria in your prayers as we're studying with her, and keep us in your prayers that we'll be able to remember her friend's name. And that next time we'll be able to call the name. This is Otto and Maria. Keep them in your prayers. They actually sell tortillas at the red light, okay? And Snashana actually stopped one day and bought some tortillas and invited them to come to their home. And so they were very surprised because that's just something that's unheard of, that strangers from the States would invite a Guatemalan into their home. So they accepted the invitation. That's us having dinner with them. But at this point, they're very, very close to a Bible study. So, that the first bell? So, okay, I got 30 minutes more. Okay. But keep them in your prayers. We're still trying to work with them. We don't really know what they are religiously because every time we would bring up religion and stuff like that, a lot of times they would change the subject. And we're not for sure if they were just nervous with us or if they, we're not sure of the situation. But his name is Otto. Her name is Madi. So keep them in your prayers that we'll be able to sit down with them again and share the gospel with them. We had a youth day at Samayak. I had an opportunity to be a part of that. And now you can see that's a very pretty building. That's Samayak's building. Samayak, one of the preachers there is one of our graduates from a couple of years ago of the preacher school. Byron had an opportunity to speak at Freed Hardeman this past year. So we're in Guatemala, we're in the States, we're in various countries doing things. Lord willing, this coming February, I'll have an opportunity to speak at Freed Hardeman. All of you know where Freed Hardeman is in Henderson, Tennessee. So if you happen to be in the neighborhood in February, I'll be speaking there on Thursday night, so we're looking forward to that. We had an opportunity to go to Germany, as we normally do, and work with the church retreat. We work with the teens. And so that was a very good experience. And so, Lord willing, right now, please keep the churches in Germany, in Ukraine, in Russia, in Poland. We know people in the churches in all these areas, and they're struggling because of everything that's going on over there right now. And so I'm not asking anybody to take sides and anything like that. The side I'm asking you to take is to pray for our brothers and sisters that are there, okay? And so, Lord willing, we're going to Germany if things hold up in February, but we also have plans to visit with Snezhana's family and the church in Poland. And so right now, things are not looking real good between Poland and Russia. So please keep that situation in your prayers. Keep us in your prayers as we're making plans to go there at the beginning of November. And so, well, the mission team, that's the mission report. You might remember this picture. Remember that? That's us, and that's the boys, and they send greetings, but that's us a little while ago. There they are now, okay? And so they're growing up, Alex and Jose, and Alex is now taller than Jose, and he's the youngest. And so, but Jose is already, he just turned 13, and already talking about wanting to become a preacher. And so already asking his dad questions about obeying the gospel. So please keep that in your prayers. And you can see we're, Byron, Snezhana, and myself, we used to be important until they adopted the boys. And now we're just dirt, okay? Nobody cares anything about us. They only ask about the boys. And so that's all, when you saw that slide, all you saw were the boys. But they send their greetings. But you can see the three of us, we're looking pretty good. And somebody looks at those pictures and they'll say, you know what, Brother High said, you haven't changed at all. Said you look like you looked, 10 years ago. And I always think, people, when you say that, I know you mean that as a compliment, okay? But all you're really saying is, I looked that bad 10 years ago. That's all you're saying, okay? When I thought I was in my prime looking really good, I looked that bad. And so, but that's the mission report for 2025. Mountain View, thank you so much for being a part of the mission there. Any questions concerning what you've seen or anything about the mission work?
How is your health?
I'm sorry?
Your health?
My health is okay. Thank you very much. I'm doing well. I appreciate so much. Most of you know I got a very bad diagnosis last year or so, and then I come to the States and the diagnosis was different. But we're still dealing with some things right now. But overall, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for your prayers. Now, everybody, you hear me? Listen. Overall, I'm doing well. Everybody hear that? Okay. Don't come up at the end and like some people, they'll come up, put their hand on my shoulder, and they'll say, Brother High, now you can tell me the truth. All right. I'm doing well. Okay. Somebody from, I think, Arkansas came up and said, Brother High, you can tell me the truth. How are you doing? And I just leaned over and I said, I think I'm going to die tomorrow. So they went like this, So, no, thank you for your prayers. I'm doing well overall. Still doing some blood work and all the stuff like that. But God is good, and God is going to get us through this. Okay. All right. Any other questions concerning the work and not me? All righty. Looking forward to being with you during the worship assembly. The second bell just rung. If you did not bring your lunch, remember how much time I have, okay? So during this break, you might want to run out and grab something because we're going to be here for a little while. God bless you. Love you all. And again, thank you for letting us do what we do full-time in Guatemala. God bless you.
picture of the motorcycle gentleman on it. I was in Nigeria.
Oh.